So we'll start with what's your name and when were you born?
My full name, Elizabeth McLean Witherow. I was born on July the 11th, 1935, in Troon, Scotland.
That was my next question. Where were you born?
And in the home I was raised in 9 St. Maiden's Crescent.
Cool. And what was your childhood like there?
Normal, I guess. Well, being raised in Scotland, everybody was normal. There were no crazy people there.
What were your parents like? What did they do when you were a kid?
My mother was a good mother. My dad was a great dad. He was, gruff with us sometimes, but he never lifted his hand to any of us. They both had, my mother had 2 boys and a girl from a previous marriage. Her husband passed away. And my dad had 3 boys from a previous marriage. And then they got married and had 3 girls. Morag, myself, and Sheena.
That's a lot of kids in the house.
Well, the other ones were a lot older. They were off, they were out the house, all out the house. But they all served in World War II, I believe.
Oh, wow.
I think, I didn't know them.
All the previous marriage children?
Yeah, I didn't know them very well. 2 of them, the 3 boys that my dad had were all policemen. And
in Scotland?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Different towns, yeah. Okay, come on.
So what did you do for work growing up?
What did I do for work?
Yeah, so what did you choose as your career when you grew up?
I didn't really choose a career. Well, I did kind of. I was interested in art and the history of art, but I really there was nowhere to go in Troon to follow that. My first job was at Gray's Carpet Factory, designing carpet patterns.
Oh wow, like the art side.
It was much like cross stitch actually.
Oh, how funny.
Fill in the little squares, with the colours.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting.
Huh.
I was there, I can't remember how long I was there, and then that was in Ayr, a bus ride away. And after that I worked as a receptionist for an opticianist,
Okay.
which was pretty boring, really.
Yeah. How old were you then?
19, okay. I think.
I thought you meant the year 1819.
No, I was because
Okay.
I was working there when I met your papa.
Oh, okay. That leads me to my next question. How did you end up with Papa?
Well, now that's a story. It was New Year's Day, 1955, I believe. I might be wrong on that. And my older sister Morag and I and a friend of hers, Margaret, were going into town for a cup of coffee at the local cafe. And we went in there, and your papa was sitting there with a friend of theirs, and he had met my sister. I had never met him. It was New Year's Day, and he wished me Happy New Year and kissed me, and my stomach went whoop. So when we left the coffee shop that day, I told my sister, I said, I'm going to marry that guy. So it took me 4 years and 5,000 miles, but I did. Anyway, we didn't see each other for 4 years.
In between the kiss and then?
Mm-hmm. We dated for a while, and then, I don't know, somebody else came along or whatever. I just dated a guy that had a car. My mother thought he had money and thought he was a good catch. I ended up marrying him, which was big mistake. But anyway, It was a learning curve in my life. Had many of them. Many of them.
Yeah.
He went off without his phone.
Nice. So you were saying how you had married another guy in between the 4 years that you were away, and then how did you find each other again? How did you?
Well, I was making plans to move to Seattle, Washington, as I had an aunt and uncle there, and that was my plan. I wasn't divorced. I just wanted a change. And then your papa came home on a vacation in October 1960
Back to Troon.
to Troon.
Mm.
And he was driving down the main street and I was walking to work at the telephone company. I was working for the telephone company by that time. And he stopped and shouted, "Hey, McLean, you want to go for a cup of coffee?" I said, "Sure." So I did. And he was home for 2 weeks and we saw each other every day and every evening until he came back to America, to Dallas, and he told my mother, "I'll be back for her in January," and my mother said, "Oh, we'll see." And he did. He came back, and I left Scotland on January 9th, 1961.
Did you guys write when he had gone back before?
I have every letter he ever wrote to me.
Oh, that's so cool.
Every
Wow.
one. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I do. Yeah, it was a lot of them for a matter of a month or two.
Yeah.
A lot of letters. Yeah, it was good.
I feel like the mail service was better back then than
Yeah,
it is.
I think so.
A little faster, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say something else. Oh, so then once you guys got to Texas
Mhm.
and he's in Dallas, what happened then? When
Well,
when did my dad come in?
I stayed with your great nana and papa, and your dad was staying there too, but we had separate rooms, you know. Anyway, we decided I had to get divorced first, so I did in the States, and it was legal and valid anywhere in the world, and that was fine. And 1962 we got married, on June 6th. We bought a house before we were married in Farmers Branch, and brought my mother over from Scotland to be with us for a while, and we stayed there, and that's where we were married in the church, and then went back to the house for a reception. And we took my mother to Montreal, Canada, to visit with her sister that she had not seen in 38 years.
Oh, wow.
So we flew her up there, and then we left. We came back and left her there. She went home, back to Scotland from there. And I guess I got pregnant in Canada. Yeah, it was quite exciting. I mean, we wanted to have Joan. I was 24, 25,
Oh, wow.
26 something. Papa was a little older than that. And it was good. Of course, we didn't know whether it was going to be a girl or a boy. They didn't know back
Did you want
then.
one way or the other?
Oh, Papa wanted a boy.
Okay.
I didn't care.
You take it.
I'd gained about 50 pounds. I just wanted, let's get this done.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we had Greg, and he's a joy. It was and still is a joy, light of my life. And we didn't have any more children until 6 years later. Chris was born. And then 3 years later, Michael was born. And Michael was supposed to be a girl. But he was a surprise. It was not intended. But
How many years between Chris and Michael?
3.
Okay.
So there's 10 years between your dad
Right.
and Michael.
Okay.
Your dad didn't want anything to do with him. He didn't like him very much. So when he got old enough to tease, and Michael was supposed to be a girl, and he wasn't. So, but he was a darling little boy, and I love all 3 of them. They're just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful children. Absolutely. And I have the best family in the world. The best. I have great kids, great daughters-in-law, great grandchildren.
You put a good family together.
Yeah. I do good things. When I do something, I do it good.
I would say one of the best things you do for your family is food. And on the subject of food, tacos, for one, do you have any secrets on making your amazing tacos?
No. Absolutely none. It's ground beef, grease poured off, and seasoning. I mean,
it's magic.
And I've used different. See, it must be because I don't know. I think y'all are crazy, but never mind. No secrets there.
And then
straightforward.
potatoes. We should talk about potatoes.
Ah.
So, what's the deal with potatoes?
Well, Papa likes French fries, you know. So, well, he in Scotland, most families had potatoes at every dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So we just kept up that tradition. I really don't like potatoes anymore, which shouldn't surprise anyone. I like sweet potatoes, but he doesn't like them. So I try not to give him French fries every night. In fact, I don't let him have French fries every night. He tells everybody he does, but that's not true. We do baked potato and boiled potatoes and scalloped potatoes and whatever else you can do with a potato. And how many tons had I peeled in my married life in 53 years?
19,000 pounds
19,000 pounds of potatoes. I should be in the Guinness Book of World Records. I really should.
I think we might have to submit it.
I think we might. Mm-hmm.
It was
I don't have any proof though.
2 to 3 medium-sized potatoes every night
Mm-hmm.
for 53 years.
Yep.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you don't like potatoes that much, do you have a favorite food?
Fresh fish would be my favorite probably. Vegetable-wise, asparagus, like that.
Makes your pee smell.
It's a what? What'd you say?
So it makes your pee smell.
Oh,
Asparagus
really?
does.
Well, I guess if you eat enough of it, I don't eat that much.
That's true. Oh man.
Okay.
So on a different note, what do you feel most grateful for in your life?
My upbringing and my husband. I do, yeah. He's a rock.
That's really sweet.
He is a rock. He has been all these years. Stood by me through quite a lot. So.
That's great.
Do you want the story about the alcohol?
If you want to tell it.
Oh, I don't mind, no.
Sure.
In 1994, I was not feeling well, went to the doctor, and he did some blood work and told me if I didn't stop drinking alcohol, I'd be dead in 2 years. So I decided, well, that's not right. I only had 2 grandchildren then. Yeah, 2, Kyle and you. Mm-hmm. And I thought there's a lot more ahead of me, so I checked myself into rehab on the 16th of December 1994, and I've been sober ever since, which is 20 years and 6 months. Yeah. So anyway, I'm kind of proud of that.
Yeah,
I am.
it's amazing.
So I am proud of it. So.
It's really amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, that's the biggest hurdle I've been over, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that leads in. I was going to ask what was one of the most important lessons you've learned
Mm-hmm.
in life.
Don't drink.
Yeah.
Well, don't drink to excess anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
And never start smoking.
Yeah.
Never.
Okay.
Shoot.
Yeah.
If I knew what I know now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's water under the bridge, isn't it?
You've come so far, though. It's
Yeah.
20
Well,
years is
you know, I'm
no
good.
small feat.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good for a while yet, I hope.
Describe one of the happiest moments in your life.
Oh, let me see. Oh, I know. My 78th birthday, when Dawn made that video and gave it to me, and all my children and my grandchildren told me how much they loved me, and I watch it quite often, and it just warms my heart. I know so many people who don't have the love that I have in my life, and I've showed it to a few people, and some people I wouldn't show it to because it might make them jealous. It probably would, actually. I have a few friends who are from dysfunctional families that wouldn't appreciate that. But when I saw that video, I think that was the best thing.
Yeah.
All my kids and my grandkids, it was wonderful. Yeah,
That's
great.
Well, since life is all about me, it seems like, do you have a favorite memory of me?
I think probably the Caldwell Zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was really fun.
I used to love to go there. I haven't been in years, neither I have. Cornwall Zoo was fun.
We should go back.
We should.
In July.
Oh, in July in Texas?
Oh.
Probably not.
Unless
Probably not, Donna.
good-looking men holding umbrellas over us,
Yeah,
shading us and fanning us.
Yeah.
And then the same thing for each one of your sons. Do you have a favorite memory with each of your sons?
Gosh.
We can start with one. So
Greg. Probably the day he married Kathy was probably a really good day. Christopher. Let me see. Chris. He's just Chris. He's always the same, even-tempered, never up or down. He's just, I can't think of anything special. I should be able to, but I don't. Except what he said in that video, that was funny. He said, let Greg carry on with the dream, as he's the favourite.
Oh, man.
I don't have favourite. No, not really. Well, I have a number one son, a favourite son, and a golden child. Michael christened himself Golden Child.
Okay.
So he called himself. I'm trying to think what good. I think when he married Heidi, that was a great relief to me. It no longer was a work in progress for me, so
yeah,
she got him.
Job well done. Handed on to the next gal.
Right.
Good luck
Yeah.
to them. What would you say is one of the most difficult memories you have?
I think when my young sister died, she was only 61, and we had spent a lot of time together. In fact, I got sober in the middle of her fight with breast cancer, and that was just really horrendous for me to lose her.
What year was that?
Still is. 1999. We just bought the house on Bridle Path, and she had come to see us one time and early that year, and she died in December. She had fought cancer for 10 years. And I went through a lot of it with her because I took her, she was going back and forth from Louisiana to Arlington for her treatments, and I drove her a lot. And it was just, I don't think I really got over that. No, that was one of the worst. The worst than my mother or anybody else.
How has your life been different than you imagined that it would be?
It's a whole lot easier than if I had stayed in Scotland. I have a whole lot more material things than if I had stayed in Scotland. If Papa and I had stayed in Scotland, I don't know. I really don't know what life would have been like. It would have been nothing like this. This is just amazing to me. I'm so fortunate. I mean, the fact that Baba worked for the airlines and we get to fly, as much as we can, as much as we want to, or are able to, it's just easier. It is.
Yeah.
I have a lot more than I ever thought I would have. Not just family, material things too, Beautiful house, and just a beautiful car, a nice red Cadillac, which I love. And I think that's about it, yeah. I'm just thankful for everything.
And it sounds like everything turned out well, but do you have any regrets in life?
None that I would bother with. I should never have married that first guy, but that was just a big mistake. And I guess I wasted time on that, but anyway, it's done.
All still worked out with Papa and everything. So.
Yeah, 53 years almost.
Yeah.
6 months, my goodness.
What's your favorite thing about Papa?
Now that's a tricky one. My favorite thing about Papa, I think the fact that he loves me as much as he does, because he does. He just loves me unconditionally. He does. and that's great, especially with the lung cancer and everything else. He's just been an absolute rock through the whole thing. I couldn't have done it without him. I couldn't. Or you kids either. Somebody gave me an iPad, which I love.
Technology, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting good at it too.
Mm-hmm. Better.
Let me think if there's anything else. Is there, I don't know, anything you can think of that you would want myself or any of the other grandkids or...
My legacy? No, I don't know. I think I've probably said it all. I just, the love that surrounds me. And I have to thank my Sunday school class too. They are an absolutely tremendous support group for me, for Dad and I, both of us.
Is that in Hideaway?
It's in Lindale. It's called the Open Door Class.
Cool.
There's about 100 people in it, and they're always there for you if you need them. They're just amazing people. Of course, I'm part of that too, so I'm kind of amazing as well when somebody else gets sick.
Good.
Yeah. No,
are you religious? Would you say?
Yes, I would say I am. I have faith. God will take me when He's ready to take me. I don't care what doctors say or anybody else. When He wants me, I'll go. And that'll be fine. I'm not scared, I'm not afraid. I don't want to.
Are you afraid of anything?
I'm not afraid of anything.
I was going to ask, are you afraid of anything?
Not that I can think of. I'm not afraid of anything, no. I'm a little bit shy when strangers, you know, but a little bit. Not much.
I think that was awesome. I'm so happy we did this.
Yeah, me too. I hope.
You did great. You look great on camera.
Really?
All right. You can say
Okay.
wave bye.
Bye.